Hey YouTube, it's Coach Dragonmar here, and welcome to another live coaching video. Today, we'll be looking at a Plat 2 Omen on Haven, one of my favorite Omen maps. All right, guys, before we get into the video, I want to once again talk about the 10-day Valorant Bootcamp that I'll be running with Goes to Academy. This starts in 1 week. October 24th is the first day, and this is 10 days long, okay? So you guys are probably wondering, okay, how is this bootcamp going to work? Well, you're going to be learning from 3 coaches. Myself, we have Thinking Man Valorant. You might know him from YouTube, from his analytical breakdowns of pro games, maybe his Twitch streams. We also have the former head coach of G2 and Dark Zero and the current analyst for FBX in Neil Zeno, right? So us 3 will be coaching this together. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, how is it going to be structured? What's it going to be like? We've got that covered for you right here. As you can see on goes2academy.com, we have all this nicely laid out for you. It's going to be 10 days long, like I said. And as you can see, the structure, each day is going to focus on a specific thing. I will be the one running the VOD review classes. Those classes are going to take your VODs that you submit that are focused on what you learned the previous day. So there might be a class on map control and defaults. We're going to VOD review you. There might be a class on communication. We're going to VOD review. You know, there might be a class on decision making. We're going to VOD review that, right? That is how this is structured. We're going to build off of each class that comes before it. You guys are going to learn. You're going to submit. You're going to grow. And it's going to be treated kind of like homework. We're going to hold you guys accountable. I think this is an awesome opportunity for everyone out there watching right now. If you guys want to get better at Valorant, this is the course for you. Like I said, 10 days long and insanely good value. For the price of about one of my coaching sessions, you're going to get 10 days worth of content. So I hope you guys check it out. Of course, the links are in the description. I hope to see you all there. Haven is probably the best Omen map. Why is that, though? Why is Haven the best Omen map? What do you think, Theo?
Maybe lower angles where you can utilize his TP and...
Yeah, verticality. That's the answer, right? That looking up. The verticality of Haven is pretty much unmatched, I would say. Every site has some aspect of it. Now, immediately I'm noticing a problem here. Okay, immediately. What is the problem with how you're smoking this? Ready? Right there. That's the problem. What is it? It's that Jet is taking contact before this smoke is up. Now, even if a player is not in heaven, right? We want to eliminate that angle from our Jet to even worry about. So I will tell pretty much everyone I ever coach, just smoke heaven first, right? And that way it gives you a much better timing on your sewers players anyways. So you can make sure you're smoking properly for them. Now, normally you want your guys long to probably be pressuring, you know, just as your sewer guys do. And as you come back here, you're going to see that sewers actually get up a little bit faster than I was maybe expecting from the Jet. But regardless, we definitely got to have both of you smoked, okay? Right here, I would say we're just a little bit slow. And those are the smoke timings we were just talking about. This is kind of weird. Hold on. So there's fighting. You back up into the smoke. Knife out then. Ooh, I don't like that.
I think maybe we're...
Definitely don't want you pulling a knife out.
Maybe thinking about the rotate. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Not sure what I was thinking there.
All right, you get one though. This is a 1v1 here. 5 bullets. Smoke available. Ooh, I would have taken that smoke. Yeah. Why'd you lose that one? This one's pretty simple. Why'd you lose it?
I was second into the smoke.
Yeah, second in the smoke, and it looks like there's a slight hesitation, like right there. See that? That slight pause. That's all it took. Right here. Boom. Pause. He's in. And you're probably going to beat him. By the way, keep moving as well. You know, you got to move. You can't stand still like that. That's just too easy for him. You're on low bullets as well, so you're not going to have much to spam with. So that was a very risky play. You got to get into that smoke first. If you are ever challenging a smoke like that, yeah, the goal is always to get in first, or else you're going to be watching a respawn screen. Okay. So right here, by the way, let's talk about this smoke. Okay. What's wrong with that smoke? What do you think you did wrong with actually both of these smokes?
Bit too much.
Yeah, they're just sticking out a little bit, right? So whenever you're smoking, always try to get a little bit flatter with that wall, right? This is really going to help our players who end up kind of holding these smokes regardless of where they are. You know, like I was showing you earlier, right? When you're holding this, you kind of just want it to be a flat sort of line like that. But if this smoke is pushed out more, well, suddenly that flat line no longer works. And now you also have to worry about all of these sort of different portions of the smoke they can walk out, right? Whether it's, you know, here or now this left side, right? There's all these different angles. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So Yeah, definitely push that smoke in. And this pretty much goes for everything, right? The same thing goes up here, whether you're doing this smoke for CT or this smoke for CT, right? Same thing for garage. Same thing, for all of the windows in the game as well. Obviously, making sure we're connecting. You're always trying to make it as flat as possible so that that angle is easier on your teammates. That's just being a good teammate. You know what I mean?
What do you do when you smoke as Omen? Are you looking at the minimap for smoke placement? Because sometimes I find.
Well, what am I doing? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's a combination, right? So, for example, if I'm you in this situation and I'm smoking, I am right now looking at this, but I'm also looking at the map for a second, right? Just to make sure it looks right. But right here is where I'm getting most of my info from this blue circle, right? So if I'm trying to depending on what I'm looking through, it can be a little awkward. So right here, honestly, this is a little awkward, right? You're kind of looking through the top of these sight boxes here. Okay, let's avoid that. So let's just look at the mini map top left. Let's push this back because you see how far that is, right? That's very much out of that. So yeah, you can absolutely use your mini map for sure. The only reason you don't have to do this is why. Raze kind of already has control of it. I would think it was safe in there, but I respect it anyway.
See, that's just something I don't think about. I don't think about the.
Hey, that's why I'm here, right? It just, it ends up being a little wasted. It's a shrouded step. It's not a huge deal, right? What I'm more concerned about is how you're going to use your paranoia. So you're going to flash. You're not really going to get a timing on it, though. Yeah, you guys aren't really moving fast enough here to get timing. Also, the bigger problem. This is my big problem here. You did not re-smoke heaven, okay? This is massive.
Yeah.
You have to keep that smoked because you don't ever want to deal with this position, which is a huge counter to where you currently are, coming out of sewer, right? Keep that smoked. Play off of your paranoia. That paranoia right now did not get you any value. That should be saved for a spike tap. There's no reason, I don't think, to be going up here right now. This is overall a bad play. Every part about this so far. Oh, that's great crosshair placement right there. You saw that? I mean, what more can we ask for, right? All right, ends up working out in the end. Wow, very lucky not to die to that Bucky. But here, what am I going to say to you? That's a rhyme. But what am I going to say here? What ability do you have that might have helped you a little bit?
I still got the paranoia here.
Yeah.
I know. I still don't know where he is.
This is a 1v1 with info on where he is because he's walking. Let's flash this guy, right? Let's flash this guy. Let's maybe get on top of Plat or something. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any reason to not use a paranoia there to help secure that. Now,
do you think I should have just played back and waited for my jet there?
Nope, because the
risky, I think.
The position you're in did not allow for that. You don't have an escape, right? So let's go back for a second. Let's just kind of take a look. So let's look how this plays out. So boom, right here. This player just killed your teammate probably 12 meters away from you. Jet is flanking him. How are you going to live here if he turns this corner? Where are you going to go? Jet actually comes through mid, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So your Jet isn't even thinking about helping you. He quite literally, if he kills you here, by the way, he defuses and wins from that position.
Yeah.
So this now actually becomes entirely on you to win this round. So to not use your paranoia here is exactly why you should, because you holding on to it is maybe in your mind you're thinking, oh, I can save it. I don't need to use it, right? I'm gonna be able to get more value from it. It's a waste of money. If you died here, you lose the round. Nothing's worth losing the round for like that, right? So right here, I think is a really good example. Just use the paranoia. You know exactly where he is. Secure the round.
Where would you use it from?
In this situation,
or them at the side of the box.
Yeah. So right here, this is what I heard. I heard footsteps from about there. You're about here, right? All I'm going to do is I'm going to get closer to my corner here, to this corner. I'm going to flash. The second I do, I'm moving. I'm strafing to my right to take this fight. Because my assumption, which could be wrong, is that he is going to move this way or this way. I don't think he's going to go like this. And the reason I don't care if he goes like that is because by us moving to our right like this, we are actually getting away from this back sight position. So this almost becomes redundant at that point. This doesn't even matter. We don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I would move to the corner. here. I would flash, and then I would make my way down like this, strafing to get the kill on the flash player. All right, so your teammate, right? I believe this is your fade, is all alone down there. What do you think is more important, playing with your fade in sewer or covering a flank that has a trip down?
Yeah, obviously playing with fade.
Yeah, go double with the teammate here. Now, it doesn't mean you can't. No one could have played back here. If this was a situation where you had all 5 alive, okay, maybe you can hang back. But someone has to go with that fade. Because right here, you see, she dies, no trades, no nothing. And you could have been there to help. Then you are going to go down here as well. You're going to get pushed, and you're going to lose. And again, look at how you hold this. Look how you fight this. Standing still. Too easy. She just walks past, strafes a little bit, gets the kill on you, headshot.
Late.
That garage smoke is late. Yup.
Yeah.
The CT smoke is late. Like, these are now post-plant smokes, right? You're smoking for... So you would have actually been better holding on to these for like another 10 seconds probably, and then smoking. Like, these have done almost nothing to help your team get onto this site. Your team took this site not with you, but in spite of you, right? Like, this wasn't you doing something to help them. Yeah, C-long, of course, right? So you're going to smoke C-long. What we can't do, we can't just run out here with a flash in our hand and die. Right? So this, don't like it. Smoke, I like it. So that, to me, too aggressive right there, right? You have to be playing for that smoke regen. Right here again, where's your team? They are in C site. So what's that tell me? It tells me you're not paying attention to the mini-map right now, Theo, right? These guys are in, they're taking the site, and you have done nothing to help them. This is, I think, the second or third time we've seen that so far, where you're just behind your entries, you're behind your team. Let me ask you this, Theo. What was the point of the paranoia? Why would you throw a paranoia into the enemies where you can kind of tell they're coming from over here because of that fade ult, right? So why'd you throw it?
I probably would have just done it for delay. Yeah, I didn't.
There you go. That's what I'm looking to hear. You did it for delay. Does that sound like the best use of like your best ability?
No.
Just to delay a couple seconds? Most of the time it's not. So if you're going to use the paranoia, you always should be looking to follow it up with something, okay? Either you or a teammate should follow your paranoia pretty much every time. This is by far the biggest mistake I would say I see with paranoia, is that it's used for delay. It's used for that 2 or 3 seconds extra. What did that do for you there?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Especially this early post-plant, I guess.
Did absolutely nothing. Absolutely right. And with Omen, by the way, with Omen, why is it actually even more important to call your smokes out? What is one of the things his smokes have that like a Brim smoke doesn't really have, or even an Astra in some ways?
Because you can do it one ways.
Travel time.
Oh yeah, okay.
So the smokes actually take time to get there. So you need to call it out, even more importantly. That's a good shot from you. And, you know, that's a easy shot as well. This flash here, again, call it out, right? Let your team know what's happening. I would be playing off of contact with that flash by delay. What should you be doing with this flash? You should be running forward, right? Momentum. Flashes have momentum. You run forward, it goes faster. Did you know that?
No.
Yes. So you got to make sure you're moving forward on that flash. You want it to get there faster. Yeah, one thing I noted, right, is that a lot of the times when your team was taking a site, you were nowhere near it, right? And the other problem is what? Is that you didn't have the smokes down either. So they're like down a player in a lot of these, if you didn't realize it. And that's a big problem, right? That's definitely something we're gonna have to pay attention to as we move forward here, because I need you involved. I need you in these fights. You know, I want you to be the difference maker in these rounds. And when we look back at this game, I don't even know if there's a single round where I feel like you were the reason you won this, right? Where you actually caused something truly that changed the outcome of the round positively or negatively. So, or at least positively, excuse me. So yeah, that's a big problem for us. 12 rounds of Valorant. We want to see a little more impact. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, this is something I like to see. A little high ground from you. You're also going to get a very nice one tap, but my friend, that's exactly what I was hoping to see, right? I mean, you're taking advantage of the height that this map has to offer. This is an agent that can use it, and you did. That's perfect. Okay, nice shot. No, you don't need to challenge it like that, right? This is a great kill. It's a 3v1 now, right? She moves away. I want you to move away. I want you to find a way to play this with your teammate, okay? See how close that jet is to you and she hasn't peeked yet? Now, you've unfortunately put this into quite a losable situation, right? Both teammates are low. That is where I need you to be a little more patient. That's where, remember what you were telling me earlier, sometimes you get too aggressive. I think that was it. You know, as soon as she backs away and resets the fight, I want you to reset that as well. With a smoke down, right? We could probably just walk across, you know what I mean? This is bad though. I mean, this is bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are you going back into this? There's no point. This is what we just talked about. You're just you're re-aggressing, you know? You're throwing away your life right there. There was no point for that. That was a 3v3. Now your team lost their smokes. Right, let's see what we got going on here. So we got ults. What do you think's a good defensive ult with Omen?
That's something I struggle with. I'd probably either use it for a quick rotate or sometimes for info, but I probably don't get much value out of his.
So you want to know what I actually have been using his ult for recently on defense? I flank post plants. So I will teleport behind the enemies in the post plant. So as they're like entering a site, as they're about to, you know, in like a retake situation where it's about to be a retake, I'll TP behind them and I'll kind of take the space that they just had, but most likely none of them are there because they're on site. That's how I like to use his ults on defense. Did you notice how none of them actually positioned long? Did you see that? So if you would have teleported into like this corner over here, maybe even this cubby up here or something, you have that fast flank on them. That could have been massive.
Okay.
And you know, there is an inherent risk in that. But let me ask you something, Theo. Do the big plays come when you don't take risks? No, of course not. So that's stuff we have to get into a habit of doing. And at least that way we can learn and grow from them. They're not always going to work, but I still think that's a very high probability play of having success. So I have no problem with that type of a teleport. One of the really useful things about playing Omen is just being able to quickly kind of get out of positions, right? So if you're playing here and a neon is kind of walking down on you, where the hell? Oh, there she is. So if a neon is walking down, you hear these footsteps, right? I would rather you kind of like jiggle up here and try to get a little angle if she's against this wall potentially. Give yourself that little bit of sort of an advantage just to see her first. You kill her, guess what you're going to do? You're going to back up into this corner, and then you're going to immediately Shrouded Step up to safety and escape for free, right? But if you keep waiting for her to walk up on you, what do you think is going to happen? You might kill her here, but if she has like another teammate, unless you instantly teleport, right? Let's say you kill her, great. Then the chamber just comes up here and trades you before you can TP, right? So that's where you're betting on the wrong thing. Bet on yourself here. Bet on yourself to win this fight, and then teleport away to safety, right? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to check out the boot camp. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy and peace.